the algorithm and scale your business to 10 to 20K per month without complicated funnels or expensive ads. Let me say that again. How to beat the algorithm, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, whatever algorithm on whatever social media site, how you can beat that algorithm and scale your business to 10 to 20K per month without expensive funnels, complicated funnels, or expensive ads. Look, if you have been trying to grow your business, maybe you are currently in a day job and you are now trying to go full time in that passion driven business. Maybe you have plateaued at like 3K, 2K, but now you want to get to those 10, 20K months, then you're going to want to stick around for what I've got for you inside this Business Booster live stream. As I'm going to show you how you can just forget the algorithm. Can you believe I'm saying that? I'm actually saying you can forget the algorithm and just focus in on building a business without needing any follows, any likes, with having little to no engagement. You can have a six-figure business and hit those 10, 20K months that you desire without any of that. Hi, I'm Jor'EL and welcome to another Business Booster live stream. I'm super excited to have you here. Wherever you are in the world right now, please comment below. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I love these Business Booster live streams to be super interactive. Why? Because me sharing energy with you and receiving energy back is how we make the world go round, or how you make my world go round at least, okay? Now, why am I talking about this subject? Why am I talking about beating the Facebook algorithm? Well, when I was starting out in my journey, when I was trying to build my coaching business, when I was stuck in my day job as an engineer, I was caught up on the hype of trying to get followers, trying to get engagement, trying to get likes. You know, I'll be posting on social media and then checking it every 2 seconds to see if someone had liked my post. And then if they didn't like my post, I would beat myself up. I would get down on myself. I would tell myself that my content isn't good enough. In fact, I actually started my business over several times because I wasn't getting the reaction that I wanted from social media. And it wasn't until I realized and truly understood what I'm going to share with you in this video was I able to go full-time in my passion-driven business, replace my day job income and go full-time and build a six-figure coaching business. But not only that, I've been able to release my app, and in just under 2 months, we've already got 1,000 users, and it's all organically. And the way that we've done it is because we don't focus on, or I don't focus on the social media algorithm, because I've realized one crucial thing. If you take nothing else away, really focusing on what I'm going to say right now, the reason why you cannot focus in on the social media algorithms is because they are designed to do one thing. They are designed to help the respective social media company to make money. Now, how do these social media companies make money? Comment below. How are these companies making money? They are making money when you spend on advertising. That's right. They make money when you spend on advertising. Now, let's put two and two together. Let's just think about this for a while. If you were making money based off of somebody using your platform and spending money to advertise on your platform, would you allow that person to have organic reach and meet all of the followers that they currently have on their page? You wouldn't, right? Because the whole idea is that if you do that, why would someone need to invest in ads on your platform? And this is what the Facebook algorithm is designed to do. And this is why we cannot get caught up in the algorithm. And this is why I teach my clients not to even focus on the Facebook algorithm. Post, do not even care if you get a like, if you get no likes. If the algorithm favors you, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But the focus needs to be on building a sustainable business that gives you the ability to either go full time, or if what you are requiring is to scale your business, then gives you the ability to hit those 10 or 20K months as you require. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to dive into this topic. But before I do that, I just want to remind you that at the end of this Business Booster live stream, or at any time that you feel called, there's going to be an opportunity for you to work with me, okay? Where I am going to give you an opportunity to just have a free conversation with me to help you to understand how you can take your business to that next level. There's no pressure to buy from me at all. It's just a conversation for you to have an external pair of eyes and to help you to pinpoint what's going wrong in your business, what do you need to do to change the trajectory of your business, and how can you do that quickly and easily, and as I'm sharing in this video, without even needing to worry about the social media algorithm. So let me share my screen, and without further ado, let's dive into it. So how to beat the algorithm and scale to 10, 20K per month without complicated funnels or expensive ads. All right, so the question is, where are you now? Perhaps you're struggling to make 5 to 10 high ticket sales every month. When I'm talking about high ticket, I mean anything in excess of 2K or above per month. Maybe you're struggling to make those 5 to 10 high ticket sales that you want. And, as a result, you're not able to live or fund the lifestyle that you design, not only for you, but for your loved ones. I mean, how frustrating is it when you know that you've got something so amazing that can transform somebody's life, but you're not able to get the sales that you need or get it in front of your audience in a way that they say yes and creates the win-win, where not only are you transforming their lives, but you are being paid what you deserve for doing that. Potentially, you've tried everything the gurus have said. Maybe you've just focused in on one platform. How many of you have been told just focusing on one platform, just focusing on Facebook or focusing on LinkedIn or focusing on Instagram, but yet still you're being crushed by the algorithm of that site? Maybe you've tried many platforms. Maybe now you're scattered your energies on everything, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and again, it hasn't worked. And why? It's because the Facebook algorithm or the social media algorithm is not favoring you, as I just expressed above. Potentially, you're feeling demotivated about posting content because no one seems to care, or worse still, and I think this is worse. Can we talk about this for a second? Maybe you are getting tons of engagement, but it's resulting in nada in your bank account. Like, how frustrating is that? You are actually getting the engagement that you want, right? But it's not translating into sales. You see, having engagement and trying to work to please the algorithm isn't necessarily the way to grow your business. Maybe you're stuck trying to build your profile on other people's groups, right? So maybe you're posting in their groups every day. Maybe you're commenting on other people's posts, and you're doing it desperately hoping that someone may see you and hopefully take notice, follow you, and then buy from you. But again, it's not a predictable way to do things. And again, if you're fighting against the Facebook algorithm, it usually translates in you not getting any sales at all. Potentially, you feel like the best kept secret. Comment below. Let me know if you know that you are here to change the world. But right now, the way things are, it just feels like you are the best kept secret. Your potential audience is not hearing about how you can change their life. And as a result, you're just stuck. Maybe you're stuck at 3K. Maybe you're stuck in your day job. But either way, you are just stuck. Maybe you're trying to grow a following, trying things like Facebook groups, but all you hear are crickets. Either that or you're hit by the freebie brigade. What do I mean by the freebie brigade? I mean the people that just are out to get freebies. They have no intention of buying whatsoever, but they are just out to try and get any free information that they can to try and grow their business and to reach the level of success that they want. Maybe you're over it. You're just over it. You've told yourself over and over again that you're done. You're done with Facebook. The sad thing is I hear this all the time. I was having a conversation with someone the other day who literally was like angry at me for the mere fact that I had even mentioned them, sharing their information or knowledge on Facebook. They were adamant that they don't use social media. But that just is so sad, because knowing how to use social media and understand the things that I'm going to share with you in this Business Booster live stream, you can actually use social media in a way that's authentic, that feels good, and that really helps to grow your business to the next level. And what are the consequences? If this is where you are right now, what are the consequences? Maybe you're either still stuck in an unfulfilling day job, which is most likely beginning to affect your mental health. I know it affected mine. When I was stuck in my day job as an engineer, I knew that I had more to offer the world, but I didn't know how to do it. And as a result, I was frustrated, I was stressed, and it began to affect my health. I mean, imagine going into a job that you dislike so much that all you want to do is sleep. Like, how is that an existence? Like, can we talk for a second? How is, I know, yes, I was being paid handsomely, and I'm sure you are too if you're currently in a day job, but how is that an existence if you are not waking up every single day fired up to do what it is that you do, right? I feel that life is designed, you have one life, and it's designed for living life to the fullest. And if we spend more time working than we do doing anything else, then you best ensure that your working hours are like your best hours of the day, right? If they're not, then it's time to take heed of what I'm saying in this video and change that. What's another consequence? Potentially, you are unable to build a consistent cash flow, which stops you from providing the things that you desire for your loved ones. Again, how annoying, frustrating, heartbreaking is that? We love to lavish our loved ones with the best of everything. And if you're constantly in a situation where you're always having to second guess whether or not you can get them this or get them that, or is it, can you go on that holiday or can't you? Again, it doesn't make life as fun as it could be, right? Another consequence is perhaps you're stuck in self-sabotage, right? You're doing things that you don't even understand that's sabotaging your business right now. Maybe you're stuck in procrastination. When you're wanting to get your message out there, you go to these so-called free resources like social media. And then if you're so focused on the likes and the follows and you're not getting that, then you end up procrastinating. You end up not doing what you need to do and not putting your business out there. Or maybe you end up beating yourself up. Are you telling yourself that maybe your idea is not good enough? Maybe you're considering of giving it up altogether. Maybe you've had to take a break, right? You've been on a hiatus. I hear people talking about it all the time. I just needed to get away from social media. And when we dig a little bit deeper, it's because they are using social media. They're not getting the result. They're looking around and seeing other people smashing it. And they are thinking, how are they doing it? Why can't I do it? Woe is me. They start beating themselves up. And then after a while, something that should be fun, something that should be pleasurable, turns into a freaking nightmare, right? Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. It's not a nice place to be. And if this is where you are, again, you need to take heed with what I'm sharing with you right now so that you can understand how you can just build a steady, consistent business that you can rely on that can get to those 10, 20K months without having to worry about whether or not someone's liking your posts or whether or not someone's commenting or sharing, right? That's where we truly want to be. What's another consequence? Maybe you get frustrated. Maybe you're stressed. Maybe you're unhappy as you are not able to fulfill your potential. Let me know below. Comment below, please. Tell me if you know that you have so much potential inside, that you know that you've got so much to share with the world, but for whatever reason, you're not getting that potential out there. Let me know if you know that you've got that potential within you. And so, when we're not fulfilling our potential, we can go to a very dark place. Okay, sometimes we don't even realize what is causing us to have all of these emotions that we can't even explain. Okay, when we're beating ourselves up and when we're not being the nicest to other people around us, lashing out, being frustrated, arguing with loved ones, all of this can come from the sense of not reaching one's potential. And if that's how you've ever felt, then you're going to want to stick around in this business live stream with what I'm going to share with you. Because as I said, you're going to understand how you can build a business without social media likes, without social media followers, without anything that's required of the algorithm in order to get your business out there. And in fact, beat the algorithm and grow a consistent business. So where do you want to be? Okay, because over here, once you've nailed it, you with little or no likes or very little engagement, you can easily be making a steady and consistent income every single week, every single month. And you can scale that business to those 10, 20K months that you desire. Maybe you no longer What you want to be in a place where you are no longer focusing on likes or engagements, because now you know your worth. I'm going to talk about it in more detail later on, but oftentimes when we're chasing these likes and these engagements, it's because we want validation. Okay, we want someone to validate that what we are doing is good enough, but you should have your self-worth. Nothing should question that. You shouldn't need that validating, right? And one thing I would say is I know I create killer content. If I may blow my trumpet for a moment, I'm going to, because I want to make this point. I make killer content, okay? I will put this content out on social media, and I will have people coming to me in Messenger saying to me, hey, buddy, where have you been? I have not seen you for weeks. And I'm posting every single day, right? I am posting every single day. If it's not for my app, I'm posting about my coaching business. I'm posting about my clients' wins, but people are not seeing it, to the point where people are questioning whether I even exist, or if I'm ill, or if I'm off. This is the effect of the algorithm. Now, if I was to be dependent on those likes or those engagements, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you right now. I would not have replaced my day job income and gone into my passion driven business full time. I would not have a six-figure coaching business right now. But what I'm about to share with you helps you to understand that your worth and your value is not determined by social media algorithms, likes, follows, or shares. It's about understanding how to create great belief changing content, and then leaving that and focusing in on building relationships with your ideal clients. And it's all about relationships, as you're going to understand. Maybe it's your loved one's birthday, or it's a special occasion, and you are wanting, and because you've cracked this, you are able to buy them everything that they wanted. Not just some of the things, but everything that they wanted, because your loved ones deserve it. You deserve it. You shouldn't have to be second guessing at all. You know, you've done your dues. You deserve this. But again, if we're wondering or hoping that the algorithm is gonna, help us to achieve our goals, as I said in the beginning, it has one function, which is to make that prospective social media company money. And in order to make it money, it has to strangle your organic reach. You've got to understand this. So you have to find another way. Maybe you want to be in a place where you're building amazing relationships with clients that really fire you up. I don't know if you saw my post today. I posted one of my clients, Sam Monet. He was one of the very first members that joined the cyber celebrity branding family, and his success, he just keeps rising and rising and rising and rising. And one of the things I really put it down to is because I'm able to work with people that I love. Okay, we have a great relationship. We've now grown to become amazing friends, and I just love seeing the growth that happens in his business. And the same can be for you, because when you learn how to build great relationships with people, even before, and this is the key, even before they become a client, even if they do not become a client. And this is another thing, being so attached to only speaking to people if they are going to give you money. It's a horrible way to live, because the whole world is fueled by relationships. The more relationships you can create, the more energy that you are going to create, and the more you're going to create that symbiotic relationship where you are creating transformation in people's lives, and at the same time, you are being paid what you deserve for doing it. And so it's about building relationships, even if someone is not going to potentially become a client. I don't care when I speak to someone. When I speak to someone, I'm not focused on them becoming a client. I am not attached to it at all. I'm focused on whether or not we resonate as people and whether or not we've got a great connection. And if you can get to that point, it's going to free you up to do the transformation, not only in their lives, but inside your business as well. Maybe you want to be finding most of your sales are being made offline. What does that mean? Without a sales call. A lot of my sales are being done without sales calls, okay? Because I give people everything they need to make a buying decision. So when they come onto a call with me, it's not a sales call, it's a closing call. Another key distinction. There's a difference between selling and closing. And you want to be focusing on having closing calls as opposed to selling calls. So then you're thinking, well, where does the selling come in? That's when you build a brand. That's when you build these relationships and you allow your brand to do the selling on your behalf. And what does selling mean to me? It means giving your potential clients all the information that they need to make a buying decision, to make an informed decision. And this all boils down to inner safety. Your brand should be able to infuse your potential client with the inner safety they need to say yes to your buying decision. And you shouldn't need to be, forcing them into a sell or, berating them into a sell. There's no need in this current climate. Okay, that's an archaic approach. With social media and the tools that we have available to us, if used correctly, you can build a dynamic brand that gives someone all that they need to feel safe inside, gives them all the information they need to make a buying decision, and gives them what they need to say yes to your potential offer. Maybe over here, now you have a business that you and your loved ones can depend on. People are now starting to take your offer seriously. That's the key. If you're not getting people coming into your business, right? If you're not getting people buying your products or your services, or they're not buying into your coaching program, it's because they're not taking you seriously yet. And I see so many people with such unrealistic expectations. They think that they can, if they're doing it organically, just speak to someone in a second or dump their offer onto someone, and well, hey, that person's going to feel safe enough and feel like they know, like, and trust them to actually want to work with them. Like, where does this come from? Can we talk for a second? Because it just literally boils my blood. Like, why would I see it happening all the time? Coaches doing that to other people. But when it's being done to them, right, someone else is trying to sell to them and they're doing it in that horrible way, they then get their back up and they, want to be rude and antagonistic towards that person. Why, as coaches, do we treat other people in a different way to how we want to be treated? Do you know what I realized it's come down to? It's not understanding how to build a brand. It's coming from a scarcity attitude. I have this one opportunity. I have this person. I'm going to get them to be my client. And if they don't become my client, I'm not interested. I don't want to talk to them. On to the next one. It's a horrible attitude to have. And if that's the one thing that I can stamp out in this industry, I will do it by leading by example, because there's no need to do that at all. As I said, when you understand how to use the skills that I'm going to be sharing with you, and I am sharing with you right now, you don't have to be that horrible person. You don't have to be that sleazy salesperson. You can just be genuine, you can be authentic, and you can help your potential clients to make informed decisions. That's the only thing that you should be doing when it comes to promoting or sharing your service. I'll say it again, write it down. Helping potential clients to make informed decisions. All right, so as a result, over here, you're no longer having to be careful with money. No more fights, no more arguments, no more second guessing. Can I do this? Can I do that? Can we only go on one holiday? Can we afford 2 holidays a year? None of that. If you want to go somewhere, you can lead through inspiration, right? Because that's where creativity and joy lives, when you can lead your life through inspired action, right? You just feel something and you can do. There's nothing more frustrating than feeling something and then, hold on a minute, let me check my bank statement. Let me check this. Let me check that. Okay, I can't do it, right? How frustrating is that? And again, if you begin to harness what I'm sharing with you inside this training, you're going to understand how you can begin to build a business that gives you the ability to just live and to take inspired action. Because if this, what I've been explaining, is not your reality, then it means that there are a number of things going on. 2 things in particular. Okay, 2 things in particular. It means your business is being driven by your ego. Now, let me clarify what I mean by that. When I talk about ego, it talks about your sense of self-esteem or self-importance. When you are looking or chasing likes and chasing follows and chasing engagements, that means that you are looking outside of yourself for internal validation. I'll say that again. It means you're looking outside of yourself for internal validation. And one of the things that I do with my clients, one of the things that I do and that I'm very, very hot on is mindset work. Okay. And it often leads to two things going on in your subconscious mind. What do I mean by subconscious mind? You've got your conscious mind, which controls the day-to-day thoughts and feelings that you experience. But then you have what I like to refer to as the high conscious mind, which is not in your control or in your remit at the moment. And so as a result, programs can run there without you even knowing it's happening. And the two programs that are usually running when you're in this state is either you have what's called a strong external reference. That means you put the opinions of other people before your own. I'll say again, it means you put the opinions of other people before your own. So it means that if someone else says it's good, if you get a like, if you get a comment, you get a share, then it makes you feel like what you're doing is good. Or you confuse what you do with who you are. Let me say this again. This is deep. You are confusing who you are with what you do. Let's just stop on this for a second. Let me just share this with you because it's so key to living, not just building a business, just living a fulfilled life. Who you are at the core, your intrinsic being cannot be questioned. You are 150% valuable. You have innate value that cannot be questioned. At the same time, you do other things, right? So maybe you're a mother, maybe you're a father, maybe you're growing your business. And these are things that you do, which are separate to you. What you do here, yes, you may make mistakes sometimes. Yes, you may not get it right all the time, but that should not take away from your intrinsic self-worth. That should never be questioned when you have the right programs running in your subconscious mind. Okay, but what often happens, and it's very easily done, is we confuse the things that we do, the mistakes that we make, the bad decisions that we chose, and we confuse them with who we are as people. And so as a result, when it comes to doing things, let's say things to grow your business, it actually makes it not very fun. Why? Because every single time you go to do something, when you confuse who you are with what you do, or you have a strong external reference, it means that you are putting your self-worth on the chopping block. Let's say someone doesn't like the post, and if you are seeking that, if you've confused what it is, who you are with what you do, and you have a strong external reference, and someone does not like your post, it's like they have just slapped you in the face. If you post something and you get no engagements or no followers, it's like you've just been punched in the gut. And this is how it can show up in procrastination. It can show up with you not doing the basic things, being afraid to have conversations with others about what it is that you do. And that's because you've got these intrinsic things confused, and these programs are running in your subconscious mind. And so this is something that needs to be dealt with. If you relate it to anything that I said, then you now can recognize that there are some mindset stuff that's going on that is sabotaging your success, not just in your business, but sabotaging your success in life. The second thing this means is that oftentimes you are focused on pleasing the algorithm and creating content that will get you engagement. And this is where many people fall down. In order to get the algorithm to love them and to promote what it is that they do, many people do what I call crowd-pleasing content, where they try to create content that's going to get engagement. And the question I ask myself, and I'm going to ask you, let me know, does it matter if you get engagement if the people that's engaging doesn't buy? right? And I'm talking about these common posts I'm always seeing. You know, that question that everybody asks. You know, you put out the question, or you know, that picture or that selfie where you know you talk about how great your weekend was, and all of these crowd pleasing pieces of content to get people to like your social media. But the fact of the matter is, these people that are liking your posts are not buying anyway. So what is the point, right? Because no matter how much you try to please the algorithm to try and get it to, you know, show it to more people, the reality of it is the algorithm will never be pleased. Why? Because it's designed to strangle your organic reach. It will push it out every now and again, but it can only go so far. Why? Because Facebook or whatever respective social media wants you to spend money on ads in order to pay for their platform, right? And so that's why it's crazy to think that, you know, pleasing the algorithm is going to, you know, help you to grow your business. What I would actually say is that, you know, when you're posting, let's say I've got 200 people in my Facebook group and I put a post inside the group, this very group that you're watching right now. What is really, really funny is that I will come back. I've had 200 people put their hand up and say, I would like to join Jor'EL's group. Now they understand by joining my group, they want to see my content. But guess what? The algorithm doesn't show it to all 200 people. No, the algorithm decides, picks and chooses who it wants to show it to. And it makes no distinctions what that current person is doing at that present moment in time. And so I may have 200 people inside a Facebook group and it says only 6 people have seen it. Like, comment below if you've ever experienced that, right? You've put a post out there, you've got followers that have put their hand up to say, I would like to see your content. But guess what? Not they only a handful, if that, get to see the content, right? So the way that I see it is that instead of focusing on the likes, the follows, and the engagements, yes, these crowd pleasing pieces of content, like, you know, the questions or, you know, the funny memes or, you know, your what you did on the weekend is going to get more engagement and more likes. Why? Because people are way more happy to support that kind of stuff than they are to really support your business. Let's just be real about it, right? People are happy to like and engage with that, but they're not going to spend 2K with you, right? Just because they're liking and engaging with that content don't mean they're going to spend 2K with you, right? So what I would say as a better way to do things is when you create a piece of content, ensure that in those, let's say, that handful of people, if there's one potential buyer in that handful of people that Facebook show it to, give them the opportunity to have all the information that they need when they read that post, and also to go through a belief changing experience in order for them to make a buying decision and to move towards you. Let me say that again, in the handful of people that the algorithm so-called gives it to or shows it to, ensure that even if it's just one person that sees that has the desire to potentially buy, make sure that post gives them all the information that they need in order to make a buying decision, and also what they need to take the next step. For me, with the limited amount of opportunities you get given via the algorithm, you best ensure that every single one of those opportunities count for something. And that's why I say don't get caught up in building the crowd pleasing content. Focus in on creating content that helps someone to make a buying decision. So, so, so crucial. So what is the algorithm? Let's talk about it, right? Because some of you may be thinking, well, what do you mean by the algorithm? Simply, the algorithm is a set of rules that any social media platform uses to determine how they will share your content. Okay, and so many gurus, which you're going to be able to see that I'm on the opposite side of the fence, but so many gurus are telling you things about, you know, how to encourage the algorithm, how to work with the algorithm, how to boost the algorithm. Well, I'm here to tell you, forget the algorithm altogether. Focus in on building a sustainable business. I'm going to show you how you do that and how you can beat the algorithm altogether. Because believe me, I've heard it and I've tried it all. I've tried prepping the algorithm 10 minutes before I'm due to post. Let me know below if you've heard that one, right? I've tried, putting out a post and then getting other people to like it on my behalf so that it gets boosted. I've tried the whole shabam. And do you know what often happens? It often happens that you end up getting shadow banned, right? That's where Facebook puts you temporarily into Facebook jail. Or it often means that you get tons of engagement, which amounts to nothing in your bank account, which is not a symbiotic relationship that I would be telling you to foster. A symbiotic relationship is where you are able to share your information with a potential buyer, your ideal micro niche, and as a result, you get paid what you are worth in return. That creates the win-win. That creates great energy, and that helps not only you to live your heart's desires, but it also helps the other person to get their results. And so, another thing that we have to understand about the algorithm is that it's always constantly changing. 1 minute the rules are doing this, 2 minutes later the rules are doing that, and I'm not exaggerating. Like you can be working with one set of rules today, and then the algorithm wakes up tomorrow and it's doing a different thing. It's designed purposely to do that so that we never can be comfortable, right? So that we can never grow a steady business off of the algorithm. Why? I'll say it again, because the algorithm is there to make that prospective social media company money. Okay, so this is why it's crazy to be focusing on likes, comments, and engagement. This is why it's crazy to be focusing on that, because the algorithm isn't stable. So if you build your house on an unstable foundation, your house is never going to be stable. It's as simple as that. And the social media algorithm is no different. So as I said, forget the algorithm. Stop chasing likes and followers. Leave the algorithm to do what the algorithm does. Okay? But what you want to do is ensure that if people see your post, they are able to get all the information that they need to make a buying decision. And you need to build your business in a way that makes you steady income regardless of the algorithm and how many likes, comments, or engagements you get. Focus in on bringing leads into your business every single month, and then building a brand that builds relationships and that gives your potential clients all the information they need to make a buying decision. And it has to be based off of inner safety. This is the key to what I do with the coaching that I do and what I share with my clients. It's all about the buyer's psychology. Yes, there's all the tools in the world. You've got organic reach. You can use Messenger. You create your offer. Create online training. We have all of these tools, but it's all about what's at the heart of the tool. And if the tool is not being used in a way to create the inner safety that someone needs to say yes to you, this is why you have a problem with growing your business right now. Because if someone does not feel safe to make the buying decision, guess what they will do? They will tell you, I need to think about it. They will ghost you. They will block you. They'll do a plethora of things. Why? Because they're not feeling safe. So the question is how? How do you do that? How do you build a business regardless of what the algorithm is doing? What I'm going to share with you now, it comes from this part, what I call the dominate part of my unique framework, the Cyber Celebrity Brand Generator. And this is the process that has been responsible for me to be able to go full-time, quit my day job, go full-time in my passion-driven business. I should say, replace my day job income to then go full-time in my passion-driven business. Because if you're stuck in a day job, it doesn't make any sense to have to quit your job and then try and focus on this full-time, because it just tips the equilibrium of your life upside down, and it puts a lot of pressure on trying to get this right. And when you are trying to build your business from a place of lack, it is not a nice place to be. Okay, and so what I had to do, I didn't have the luxury of just dropping everything and doing this full time. I had to replace my day job income in order for me to go full time and then build my business to a six-figure business, right? And so this is the framework that has helped me and has helped tons of my clients to do the same. And so this is the key to it. So the dominate phase of my strategy is understanding how to build three arms in your potential coaching business. In fact, I don't care what business it is, every single business needs these three arms. And these three arms need to be running simultaneously, in tandem with one another, and they need to be fired up every single day. Fired up every single day. Because another thing that I see people doing is some focusing on some focusing on others. And I'm going to get into what those arms are. But the reality of it is no one of these arms can work on their own. All three need to be in full effect in your brand, and they need to be fired up on a daily basis. So let's look at the first one here, the lead generation arm. Now, you can create leads, and by leads, I mean having people coming towards you in order for you to have potential conversations about your business, what it is that you do, and how you can help them. There needs to be a lead generation arm. Okay, and this can be done via ads. If you've got 4K a month, yes, I said it, 4K a month to pump into ads in order to grow your business, then by all means, allow ads to generate your lead generation arm. But if you don't have that money, especially in the beginning, I always say to people, you don't need to be spending money on ads until you're bringing in at least 8 to 10K in your business every single month, and then you can start using some of that money and pumping it into ads, right? The other way that you can do it is using organic outreach. Yeah, connecting with people, building relationships, and as a result, turning a percentage of those into high ticket paying clients. You need to have a lead generation arm. And because so many people do not know how to build their lead generation arm organically properly, they don't do this part. A lot of people are not having at least 60 interactions. I'll say it again, at least 60 potential interactions with people coming into their business every single day. That's what you need to build a sustainable business, right? And because people, especially when it comes to organic outreach, especially when they have, those subconscious patterns I talked to you about, confusing who they are with what they do and having a strong external reference, this stops people from actually just meeting, engaging, connecting with potential clients, and then seeing how they can potentially help or serve that person. It leads people to do crazy things that I mentioned before, like just chuck their offer onto someone and then bolt out the door and then pray that they're going to take them up on the offer. I mean, all of that stuff just doesn't work. And I've already spoken about it, so I won't go into it again. But I will say, you need to have a lead generation arm in your business, and that needs to be fired up every single day. And that means you want to be engaging with at least 60 people each day in order to get to that 10, 20K month that you're looking for. Alongside that, you need to have a nurturing arm. Now, this is the part of your business which help someone over time to understand what it is that you do, how you do it, how you're different to somebody else, and how you can help them. And the crux of it is that you usually have three types of clients, okay? But I'm going to focus in on two. And that is the ready-to-go client, someone who has done their research, done their due diligence, knows what it is that they want. And if they speak to the right person, they connect with that energy, they're ready to become a client. And then you have those that are in like the slow lane, okay? They are on the lookout for a solution, but they're not ready to, take the jump or the leap right there or then. And oftentimes, many people are just catering for the ready to buy client. If you chuck your offer inside someone's messenger and then bolt out the door, you're catering for the ready to buy clients. Okay. But a lot of the time, those ready to buy clients are far and few in between. The majority of your clients are going to come from the ones that are being nurtured over time. And so, again, you need to know how to build a brand to ensure that you're giving those nurturing steps to these potential clients and that you're able to do it over a sustained period of time. You know, some clients may come around 2 months, 3 months, 4 months down the line. But if you do that crazy thing where I'm not interested in you now because you don't want to become a client and I'm on to the next one instead of building relationships, you miss out on actually generating a healthy, authentic, heartfelt business, and you start operating your business from a place of lack where you're just trying to find these ready to buy clients, and that's it. And so that's why it's important to build your brand as a nurturing arm. You also need an attraction marketing arm. Now, let's talk about this one because this is the arm of the business that most coaches have. They forsake the other two because of some of the stuff I talked about in the subconscious mind, confusing who they are with what they do and having a strong external reference stops them from reaching out and connecting with people. And it also stops for them from actually building wholesome relationships with people, even if they're not going to become a client, and communicating with them over time. And instead, what they turn around and say is, I don't like reaching out to people. I don't like talking to people inside Messenger. I'm just going to post my post and I'm going to sit there and pray that someone's going to come back to me. Like, that's how attraction marketing works, right? Where you go into like other people's groups and, you're commenting on their groups, praying that they're going to come back to your profile, and then they're going to scroll through or add you as a friend. All of that is the attraction marketing way of doing things. Or, you post something on your story and, you sit back and you wait for someone to interact with it. Well, if you've been doing this, if attraction marketing has been your only arm in your business, how successfully is that working out? Do you have those 10 or those 20K months? If you do, based solely on attraction marketing, I applaud you, right? But the likelihood is you do not, because only the really big brands, the massive brands, the Tony Robbins, the Grant Cardones, to name a few, those people have the opportunity to turn up to a video and then to sit back and have flocks and droves of people come and sign up for their offers. They have that luxury. Why? Because they spent time, meaning years, growing a brand, right? Growing who they are, building the know, like, and trust, okay, getting the results for clients. So now they have earned the right to just focus in on attraction marketing. But guess what? Even those gurus understand that attraction marketing doesn't work alone. Why? Because they are pumping thousands upon thousands, some even hundreds of thousands a month into advertising for any product or service. But not only that, they usually have a team of affiliates who go out and sell products on their behalf, do the groundwork, reach out to people inside Messenger and try and encourage them to come onto their free challenge, right? Because the gurus, the biggest and the best, the ones that make you think that attraction marketing can work on its own, they understand that it doesn't, right? They understand that they have to do something. They have to create lead generation, and they need a lead generation arm to their brand, which is why they pump so much money into ads. And if you cannot afford to do ads, and if you haven't built up a brand big enough to be able to just sit there, do kumbaya, and have someone come to you, then it's time to recognize that attraction marketing on its own doesn't work. And I know that I'm sounding a little bit harsh right now, but I have to be the one to say as it is. I have to tell the truth. Like, let me know below. Let me know if me telling the truth is something that you like, or would you like me to sugarcoat the pill? Would you like me to tell you, yeah, it's okay, just post the post that you want to post and, just be consistent? I hear this one all the time. Be consistent, be consistent, be consistent. I say don't be consistent. Consistency does help, don't get me wrong. Before you come at me, don't get me wrong. Consistency helps once you have purpose. Once that post that you create has the purpose to help someone to make the buying decision that they and give them the information they need to make the buying decision, then be as consistent as you want. Okay, so this is what I talk about within that part of my framework that I spoke to you about. And this is what we build inside our brands in order to build those consistent 10, 20K months. And it takes time to master these skills, right? This is why I'm going to be honest with you. They are skills. They are skills to be learned in order to be able to do this stuff. Just because social media is free and everyone thinks they can turn up and become a coach tomorrow does not mean that you do not have to learn the skills in order to be able to effectively advertise and showcase your business. There are skills to be learned, and these are the skills that I talk about within the dominate phase of my program that I just showed you. Now, this is so key. This is when I found this out and I understood this, this changed everything about my business. Okay, what I shared with you before was huge, okay? But this changes everything. And it's understanding that every potential client needs to be taken through what I call the nurture, sale, close framework. The nurture, sell, close framework. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Every single person that comes to you, let's say they come to you via Messenger, or you've reached out to them via Messenger if you've done organic marketing, or let's say they comment on one of your posts. It's not for you to pounce on them and, try and claw blood from them because they're like, the one and only client. No, that's not what you do. You take them on a journey to help them to understand what it is that you do, how it is that you do it differently, in order for them to make an informed decision. That's what I mean by nurturing, okay? They need to be given an opportunity to really understand how you do things differently to everybody else. That's where the nurturing phase comes in. Never skip giving someone an ability to be nurtured. Why? Because that builds know, like, and trust like no other. When you're willing to just be connected with someone, regardless, detach from the outcome, and just support that person, wherever they are in the business, just connect with them as genuine people, that's when you create know, like, and trust. And that's when you earn the right for the relationship to go further. It's not a guarantee, but you earn the right to then explore whether the relationship can go further. And once you've earned that right, you then move into the selling phase. Now, the selling should not be done by you. I'm going to repeat it again. The selling should not be done by you. So who should the selling be done by? I don't mean you go and get a team of salespeople. The selling should be done by your brand. The selling should be done by the culmination of all your pieces of content, from your stories, to your posts, to your emails, to your webinars, to your live showcases. That's where the selling happens. You should not be hounding someone on a sales call trying to push your product or service down their throats. That's not where the selling goes on. So you allow your brand to sell on your behalf. When you master this, you become to feel relaxed and you become eased within your business. Why? Because it feels authentic. The amount of times I hear people saying, I'm not doing that because, it doesn't align with my values. It's because you don't understand how to do it properly. Because when you learn how to build a brand that sells on your behalf, you don't need to be that sleazy salesperson. Your brand can do that for you. You can give the people the information they need and they can go through and they can sell it to themselves, which is the best, absolutely best way to bring someone on board. It's to enable them to sell their product, your product or service, to themselves. And that's what I mean by the sell phase. And there's some key pieces of information that people need in order to make a buying decision. And those key pieces of information need to be in your posts, in your stories. They need to be everywhere, because the brand is what effectively does the selling for you. Once you've done that, then you can move into the close phase. And this is what I share with my clients to reserve for the your sales, what we typically call the sales call for. I call it the closing call. Because if you've nurtured someone, if you've built know, like, and trust, and you've almost connected as friends, tell me, when you're working with your potential clients, do they not feel like friends? Like, why can they not be friends? Right? And so you've connected with someone, you've become almost friends, right? Then you've sold them, not physically yourself, but the brand has done the selling. And what do I mean by that? The brand has given them all the information they need to run their buying strategy and make a buying decision. Then when you come onto a call with them at the end of this journey, it should be just answering a few questions, maybe handling an objection or two, or a stall, and then enrolling them into the program. And if you can master this in the way that I'm saying it right now, and you master it by understanding how to use the tools to build a brand to do it, and this is when building your business becomes 150% fun. And it will align with your values as a person, because your brand is just an extension of who you are. And this is how we're able to, circumvent all of those horrible feelings that people have when it comes to, sales calls, or when it comes to talking about their products or service. You don't have to do it. Allow your brand to do it for you. And there's ways and means to put the tools together, which is what I talk about and what I teach within the dominate phase of my strategy, that enables you to be able to do this and to do it very effectively. As I said, most of my sales are done offline. I'm just literally closing people into my program. Now, the likelihood is, if you do not understand this strategy, you will end up confusing closing and selling and trying to do it all on a sales call. And as I said, it's just going to feel horrible. It's going to feel icky. You're going to have all of these objections coming your way. You're going to have people saying, no, I need to think about it. I don't have my diary. I need to speak to my partner. Whatever objection someone comes to you with, there is one thing at the core. They do not have the inner safety around your product or service to make that buying decision. That's what they are essentially saying. And when someone is in fear states because they don't have inner safety, it taps into that reptilian part of their brain, okay? And that's where no lives. That's when you will hear a plethora of objections, or you will just hear a no, or they'll ghost you or they'll disappear, right? So this is the key, as I said, to building those 10, 20K months in a very comfortable way. Now, there's one more piece of the puzzle, and that's using what I call a 3-hour belief-changing content strategy. Believe it or not, you see me posting all the time, right? Most days you're going to see me posting. I spend 3 hours a week on content generation, just 3 hours. And then I schedule my posts. And then because I don't care about the algorithm, it goes out when it goes out. If people like it, they like it. I don't care, because I'm I'm making the transformation I want in the world. I'm helping other people. I'm showing other people how they can do the same. Okay. And I'm able to live the life that I want. So why do I want likes, follows, or comments? Why am I chasing that? I don't need to. So I create my content, but the key is I create belief-changing content. And I've talked about how you create belief-changing content in a previous video. So if you want to know that specifically, just comment belief below, and I'll get that, or a member of my team will get that training over to you. But essentially, belief-changing content is content which gives someone an aha moment. It gives someone an ability to see something from a totally different perspective. Because if you are saying to someone the same thing that they know already, well, guess what? It means that they've heard it all before. So why would they come to you to learn it? Right? Doesn't make any sense. If you're saying the same thing to someone, why would they come to you to learn it? But if you can get someone to say, I didn't think about it like that. And then if they can then equate that actually, I've been trying to do it this way in my business for so long, but actually now that I can see that there's another way to potentially do it, let me investigate that because this could be the answer that I'm looking for. That is what you need, that discussion to happen inside someone's mind, which is done through your posting and your belief changing content strategy that I'm talking about. That's what you need to happen in order to create a move towards you, right? Because if I'm just up here saying the same thing as everybody else, then the likelihood is, especially in my industry, you've probably worked with a coach before and it probably hasn't worked out for you. And so the thing is, you already got a wall up and you got fear up. Me speaking to you and wanting to share what it is that I do, you've already got that wall up. You don't ever want to work with another coach again. So if I'm now coming and saying the same thing as that coach you had a bad experience with, how am I going to even fathom that you are going to want to work with me or find out anything more than what I'm doing? And remember, I'm not saying that you're going to just say things for saying things' sake. People can see through that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just saying go against the grain for going against the grain. But what I am saying is own your truth. As a brand, own your truth, own your voice, and do not be afraid to share it. Do not be afraid to rub some people up the wrong way. It just is. It's just your voice. Not everybody's going to love it, and that is okay. As long as you know your intention is pure and you know that you are trying everything you can do to create that transformation that someone needs inside their life, that's all that matters. Because the key is when someone does see your content, when you create this belief changing content in this way, when someone does see your content, they get all the information they need to make the buying decision. And they also understand what the next step is in order for them to run their buying pattern. And do not think you're going to ever get anyone to buy anything from you unless your brand has a point within it where it can switch someone to start running their buying pattern. And these are the key skills the key tools that you need to know when it comes to building a brand. It's not about colors, logos, and fonts. I'm going to break it to you. No one cares what color your business is. No one cares what logo you have. No one cares what your font is. I mean, it looks nice. And obviously, yes, people do eat with their eyes. But ultimately, if you can show someone that you can get them the transformation that they want inside their life, that's going to trump colors, logos, and fonts. And this is why I feel like when people think about branding, it's given a bad name. That's not what branding's about at all. Branding's about what I've been sharing with you inside this Business Booster live stream and so much more. Like, there's just so much more. I could speak forever, I think you could tell, right? Because I just get so passionate about these things. So comment below. Let me know if you found what I said useful today, if you've enjoyed this Business Booster live stream. We're coming to the end of it right now. And I just want to remind you, look, if you have resonated with anything that I've said inside this Business Booster live stream, if you are stuck in your day job right now and you're trying to go into your passenger business full time, look, if you're making 3K and you want to get those 10, 20K months, then what I would love to offer you is the ability to have a conversation with me. It's an impartial conversation. I'm not going to sell you anything in the conversation. We're going to just talk for 15 minutes about you and your business and help you to get some clarity and some insight about what's potentially going wrong right now and what you need to do to shift it in order to take your business to the next level. If what I have said to you inside this Business Booster live stream has made you think, I need to understand how I can do this inside my business, then we need to have that conversation. And one thing I will say is, why not? Why would you not have the conversation? Why would you not have the free opportunity to have an external pair of eyes on your business in order to help you to work out what's going wrong? And I usually find it's one of two things. It can be ego, right? People, not wanting to learn from somebody else. That comes up, unfortunately, it does. It could be fear fear of, being sold to, fear of whatever it is. It stops people taking the opportunities that they need. But one thing I will say, as I've stated, I will not be selling to you on the call. But one thing I will say, take heed when I say this. You have been putting your desires out there in the universe, okay, the desires that you want to either start, grow, or scale your business. Now, what you have to recognize is that the universe will be working really, really hard to bring you all the resources that you need, okay, to be able to do that. Now, if you don't take the opportunities to explore these resources, don't take the opportunity to explore what's on offer, then you indirectly block your ability to achieve your dreams and your goals. Because, sorry to break it to you, I know lots of you like the idea of manifestation, but manifestation is not going to happen like one day you're going to wake up and poof, in a plume of smoke, a genie's going to bring your dreams and your goals to you. 9 times out of 10, maybe 99.9% of the time, it's going to be fulfilled by another fellow human being, right? And the amount of times you reject and allow your ego to drive whether or not you take free opportunities, that stops you from growing your business. That's actually blocking your blessings without you even realizing it. So that's just something to think about. As I said, it's a 15-minute call. I won't be selling anything on your call. And if you want to, all you have to do is comment 15 minutes below, and either myself or a member of my team will get back to you, where I can then take an impartial look on your business and see what's going wrong, and show you what you need to do to take it to the next level. And lastly, have you got your Next Spot Next Kit? Right? If you haven't, you have to check out NextSpot. It's www.nextspot.com. You want to go there and create your NextSpot Next Kit. It enables you to do a lot of the stuff that I was talking about, helping people to go into that nurture, close, sell framework, right? It enables you to build that journey, and it enables you to share that with someone so they can get all the information that they need in order to make a buying decision. And it does so much more. I mean, it allows you to put all your social media into one place. It allows you to put your contact details into one place. And it also always makes sure that you are showing up always professionally, and that people are getting all the information that they need in order to make a buying decision. So as I said, if you'd like that call, comment 15 minutes below. And I have thoroughly enjoyed serving you, connecting with you on this Business Booster live stream. I look forward to sharing much more information with you. Until next time, please take care. All right. Bye, everyone.